Legend. So
Yep,
good.
yep, yep.
So good. Keegan, what are you up to, bro?
Just doing some journaling.
Let's go, bro.
Awesome.
Let's go. My man.
It's been a while, Keegan. I haven't seen you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it has been. I've been pretty busy with schoolwork. I kind of got to lock in and get that stuff done because it's end of the semester, so I really need to get that stuff done and get good grades so I can pass because it would really suck to fail if I just didn't focus on my schoolwork, which I'd much rather not, but got to get her done.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, I did all my schoolwork earlier today, so had time to hop on a call.
Let's go. Well, we're glad to have you back, Keegan.
Feels good to be back.
I have
All
this
right.
cat. She's just a couple weeks old. And so like we took her away from her mom pretty early because it was like a neighborhood cat. They needed to get rid of the kittens. And I'm looking up like all the ways to care for a kitten, right? And they're like, you need to get kitten grade baby formula or baby kitten grade formula. You need to get this and this warm bottle by its side. All of the recommendations online are like the most synthetic way that nature would care for a creature. They're like, don't under any circumstances give a kitten raw milk because it'll destroy their gut. And I'm like, I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Colostrum and raw cow's milk. Because I look at the ingredients of um, the kitten formula, and it's basically everything that you would get in milk. But they have like dehydrated skim milk and whey protein powder isolate protein. And
That's
just
wild.
it's so weird. And then like all of these minerals that they would have in raw milk or like a mother's milk and like colostrum, like all of the foundational nutrients that a creature needs to create itself, right?
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's crazy how similar, like, there's like similarities. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Well,
Like those basic fundamentals.
in the mainstream media would um have you putting synthetic form of nature into a creature. It's literally just a synthetic byproduct of or a synthetic duplicate of what raw milk would be. They're just doing it in isolation. They just picked all the things and put it into a powder as opposed to just giving the real thing. So
It's
it's
wild.
really interesting. I'm like, I think I know how to do this just fine.
That is wild. Well, as we wait for others to join in, we can get moving. Um, we're gonna go over some good stuff today. It's gonna be open mic. We're gonna talk about some good things. If you're watching the recording right now, this is Wellness Mavericks. We're a group of young people who are ambitious about our health and wellness, and we just come on here to talk and grow and learn in every aspect. Wellness Mavericks retreat is confirmed July 18th to 22nd. Mark your calendars. Location will be disclosed soon, along with all the other details. It's gonna be really exciting. Really pumped for that. It's gonna be a retreat, and yeah, it's gonna be really fun. So, anywho, um, today let's start off with the first question, and then we can all like it's really an open mic, but just to get us started, maybe we'll wait for more people to join in. But like, what are you guys learning right now? And maybe I can start. Um, but yeah, the question is what are you learning right now? Um, I would say for me, I'm learning to kind of like disconnect. It has to do with health and wellness type of stuff too, but I'm learning to like disconnect and really prioritize intention and be like really conscious of where I'm putting my time. And so I'm taking a little break from social media from my like personal account. I manage people's social media, so I'm still on it for their accounts, but like for my own personal, I'm taking a break right now, and it's been really refreshing. I don't think it'll be a long term thing, but I think it's important, at least for me, to like make sure I can like have breaks from things. Like I don't ever want to be like super reliant on one thing. I don't want to have, um, like everything in one. Um, I don't want to be like fully reliant on something, or I don't want something to have kind of a grip over me. So I think it's important to like test yourself and remove things from your environment. At least what I've noticed. And when you remove it from your environment, you learn to be fine without it. And it's just such a like small example, but the more you can do that, um, I feel like the better you are. And so that's what I've been learning is like just like pull things out of your life that you don't absolutely need, remove the clutter every once in a while to get clarity. And I've got a lot of clarity this past week. So I can't even imagine what it'd be like over a long period of time. So yeah, that's what I've been learning.
I love that. I love that. I feel like there's a lot to glean from that. One area I've been taking out things out of my life is in the food world. I feel like I mean, not everybody, but like traditionally, seasonally, in the wintertime, people like to do like remove things that would create mucus or cause you to be sick more often. So, like things like gluten, sugar, and dairy. And I didn't do that over this past winter here in Texas. So, I came to a decision several weeks ago. It's almost been a month now to remove gluten, sugar, and dairy for the springtime so that I don't get overwhelmed by the whole allergy season. Because if you
Right.
have sugar and dairy, it will create mucus and plug up your system to actually expending more of the mucus that usually builds up or the inflammation that builds up from things like pollen in the air. So I mean, I haven't got sick so far, and I feel really good. I my other thing for doing reason for doing that was so that when I'm running, I don't have a plugged up nose, and I haven't had that.
Yeah.
So that's helped me a lot.
So is the pollen on the trees already, is it already like showing in Texas?
Yeah, yeah.
There's
It's
like
all
green
over the
pollen on the
cars.
ground and everything.
Yeah, it's all over the cars. Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting. That's one thing I did not like about Texas. I have extremely bad allergies
Yeah.
and I used to get wrecked every year and I'm probably gonna get wrecked. Michigan's just like on the slow side. We haven't got hit with our pollen yet. But in Texas, they're so bad. Like
Yeah.
the pollen, it's like I think top five. I know Dallas, where I used to live, is top five worst places to live in America if you have allergies.
Oh my
I think it
God.
was like up there. It might have been like number one. Like it was, and I remember I would be down there and my eyes would be totally swelled. People would be like, "Did you get punched in the face?" And I'm just like I have really bad allergies. And so like that's interesting because I've always heard no dairy, but you're doing sugar too. You're doing no sugar
Yeah.
too.
Well, sugar, how do they say? They say sugar creates the cancer cells. It feeds the cancer cells, and um, dairy creates the mucus around the membrane that doesn't allow the cancer cells. So basically, like a virus or any form of stagnancy. Cancer is a form of stagnancy. So that creates like your body's immune system inability to push through the mucus buildup, or the
So like
pathogen that's blocking you.
okay, so like what type of sugars are we talking? Natural sugars? Are we talking
Sugar,
artificial? Like,
processed sugar. So like anything that's sweetened. Like I'm doing honey, I'm doing fruits, but like any like sugar added to cake or icing or cookies or I like treats. Even if they're like clean, that's like my household, everything's like really clean and really good quality and stuff. But my dad makes bread all the time, sourdough bread, but it's still bread, so it's like takes longer to digest. So I want to feel like a really easy digestive system. Um, and I know
so
just
you're cutting out.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, gluten just slows down the system, and I want to feel like I'm really easy. It's really easy for me to metabolize and digest food. And in the past, I've had um, really sensitive stomach, so usually gluten would have been a barrier. But since I did like long fasts and really did just like animal-based diet, it improved my digestive system a lot. And then I was able to introduce sourdough, and I was fine. But I haven't like done no dairy and no gluten and no sugar in a couple years now. So I'm like wondering maybe I could just do a little bit of a relax for my body.
That's so inspiring. I think I'm gonna have to do something like that because,
Yeah.
yeah, that's really inspiring.
It's fun.
I think.
It's challenging because then it's like the true animal-based lifestyle. And I love it. It's hard though. The hard thing is like no raw milk, and no cheese, like which
Yeah,
I love.
yeah, that's gonna
And
be
then
hard for me.
we make like homemade mayo, and which is delicious, like with like egg yolks and or egg full eggs. I think it's whole eggs and like olive oil and stuff like that, and you whip it up with like garlic and a bunch of spices, and it tastes like mayo. And that's like my form of like creaminess added to everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that. This You're inspiring me right now. I'm like,
Yeah. Do
because
it.
like, if you look outside here in Michigan, like we're like probably like a week or two out to like allergy season. Like I bet in 1 week, I bet I'll be like sneezing. But um,
Yeah, mucus
yeah, so I'm gonna have to try
built
that.
up by dairy predominantly. And it's like, yeah, raw milk is really beneficial, but sometimes you need a break, like everything does. A baby cow doesn't drink milk for the rest of its life, you know. It at one point
Mhm.
stops and eats grass, it grows up and it eats grass. So like everything has its seasons to circle through. So as
Yeah, that's so
beneficial
real.
as we can take a break. So I think it's
That's
valuable.
so real.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. That's really getting me going. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, for sure. Keegan,
Yeah, I
what
mean,
have you learned recently?
I guess something that I have learned over these like past few months, I guess, was because I felt like before, like I used to like see like some influencer, like like on Instagram or TikTok that like talk about like health and like what works best for them, and I would replicate that, I guess. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
this doesn't work out for me. And then I'll go to the next one and the next one and the next one. Just nothing would like work out for me. I mean, it has benefits, but it's just like, I don't really like this. But now I'm learning to like kind of customize it, I guess. Just going, I guess, based on like my own terms, like what works best for me, like what makes me the most happy. And I guess like, because I like see, okay, someone got fit from this. Like I'm gonna try it, but it doesn't work out for me. So, well, I guess what I'm learning is just doing stuff that works best out for me, I guess. I don't know.
What
It's
are those
That's
things?
so good.
What's your routine like right now?
so I'm like throughout the week, Monday through Friday, I'll intermittent fast. Do like I believe it's like a 18-6 or 6, yeah, 18-6 where six of
Mm-hmm.
that like I have a 6-hour feeding window.
Yeah.
And then weekends are my feast days where
Mm-hmm.
I'll just like, eat like as much as I want and like uh that'll like fulfill me and make me
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
But it's like
Yeah.
it's still healthy. It's
Yeah.
not like I'm like just like, like dirty bulking or anything like that. I'm still eating healthy, but I'm just like not restricting myself because I want to
Mm-hmm.
give myself like, okay, I'm not doing this as a punishment, like as in like intermittent fasting. Like I'm just like giving my body, I guess like kind of like, I mean, like it's hard to explain. Like it's just,
Do you find that 18 hours is difficult to
uh,
master?
I mean, not really because like I don't know because like I'll usually, so I go to bed pretty early, like around like 9-ish. So, and I wake up at 5.
That's great.
So yeah, so from
So good.
5 to, or wait, no, 9 to 2 p.m. or 1 p.m., depending on how I'm feeling, is like my fast. I don't really feel that bad as after like the second hour
Mm-hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
waking up. But yeah, it's just that, and then 6 hours is just try to get my protein in, as much protein as I can. And that's usually really how it is. And like with food, I just eat like what feels right to me. Like ground beef and all that stuff like feels healthy to me, but also I guess like integrating like stuff like comfort food for me. Like I know like peanut butter isn't the healthiest thing. I mean, I get like natural peanut butter,
Yeah.
try to as healthy as possible, but like I just love
Right.
like that's just like one of those things that like brings me happiness
Hmm.
that I
I
just,
love it.
you know what I mean? Like I try to like
Yeah.
uh instead of like trying to chase after someone else's like happiness, like what makes them happy, I just started focusing on what like the little things that makes me happy that will bring me to fulfillment. And
Cheers.
I don't know. I'm still
Um, it's a customization process. I've been in fitness and health and like dieting, world bodybuilding, blah 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 for 6 years, 6 years. And this past 2 years, I've done the most intermittent fasting, longer fast, like 24-hour fast. I think is the longest I've gone. Maybe 36 hours. Um, and I've genuinely enjoyed myself more and more the longer I go.
hmm.
And I do that on a weekly basis. A weekly
Do
basis,
you
depending. Go ahead.
wait a weekly fast?
No, no, well, yeah, weekly there is a fast that takes place. Yeah,
Yeah.
not like a week long.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah, that's a bit too much for me. But and for girls, you have to be a little more careful. But for guys, you guys could go for 24 hours and be fine because your hormones can support it. And it'll actually boost your cognitive performance and digestion and healing strength in your body. Um, but I read this book called Fast Like a Girl, and it just backed it up all of the concept behind how to fast to support your metabolism and hormone production, not to send you into overdrive and like hurt yourself, you know. Um, and to still meet your goals if you're doing something like strength training, which is optimal for you to do, build muscle. Um, and then I've eaten on a diet of some kind since I was like 17 years old, doing bodybuilding and stuff. And that was like 6 meals a day before. And obviously I met my protein goals, my carbohydrate goals, my fat goals. And but that was somebody exactly like you said, somebody else's version of happiness. And not even happiness. It was the recipe to get to a destination that was deemed as happiness. And I reached the destination, but I was completely miserable. I got the
Mhm.
accolades of happiness that somebody would like to, many girls in the bodybuilding industry would like to receive, but I was very unhappy and it was very painful for me. So now the method that I follow is like 2 meals a day. And like depending on the phase of my cycle, because I'm a woman, I have to be aware of this. But sometimes my 2 meals or 3 meals a day fit into a 4 hour or 6 hour window. And sometimes they're spread across 10, 12 hours of the day, you know, and both of those support my metabolism and my body, but I'm fitting essentially the same amount of food, just kind of selecting different types, like whether it's the fats and the proteins on a salad or the fats and the proteins with rice, you know, depending on the kind of food that I want to
Yeah.
be eating to keep me satiated either for longer or shorter periods of time so that I can either eat in a small window or eat over a large amount of time. Both ways support me. And then I have more fun making different kinds of foods because I only have like 3 options or 2 options of times in the day that I get to eat, you know? And I find the most enjoyment out of that. And then I get to build my meals around my family, which is or friends, which is really important to me. When I was doing bodybuilding, it was like chicken breasts and rice. Like nobody enjoys that. So I can't really
No.
meals with people that are important to me. And that was something that was really hard to do during the years I was doing bodybuilding. So
Yeah, I
Wow.
understand
yeah.
it completely like wrestling when I
Hmm.
did wrestling. Like I
Hmm.
looked good, like I was chiseled, but at what cost? I was cutting like 10 pounds like every 2 days.
Oh my God.
It was awful.
Yeah.
And I would like my mom, like I would have to like get these like chicken breasts, a little bit of rice, and then like a tiny yogurt cup. And that was my meal for the day. And it
So
was just
bad.
it was miserable too because like at school, like you're there all day, you can't leave and like occupy yourself and do something that will get your mind off food. But like you're just sitting there in class,
Yeah.
just pondering like, food sure can taste good after wrestling practice. And even like at lunches, like I'll sit there in the corner, have like a baby carrot.
Oh
Uh,
no,
yeah, that's
bro, that's so sad. I'm
it
actually like
was
heartbroken.
it was terrible. And I mean I look good, but like that's like what like didn't make me happy. Like food makes me happy, but like in a way that like is beneficial to my health, that's not gonna like cause like any health problems. Which makes me happy is like eating, uh, but like in a healthy manner. You know what I mean?
In a fulfilling way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, food is love.
Yes, exactly. I think that's what the concept I started building it around was like, what are the values that are important for me? Love, fulfillment, creativity. So I was like, okay, can I build these into the way that I make meals? And yeah, I'm on a call. And if I could have like two or three colors, like green, orange, yellow on my plate, literally the happiest person. And it could literally be um tomatoes, the heirloom tomatoes, like three of those tomatoes, and all of a sudden I'm just the happiest. But before it was like when I was doing bodybuilding, it was like I only have one or two food groups that I can eat from. One that's like terrible for your microbiome. So I'm not fulfilled. I'm not feeling love. I'm not feeling creative. So it was like
Wow.
it does contribute to depletion in many ways. Like one, yes, you're gaining the body fat percentage that you're trying to go for. You look incredible, but you feel very depleted inside because it often isn't a fulfilling diet that gets you there. So, yeah, I'm curious
Wow.
over time if I think I'm like on the brink of it, of like understanding this like recipe. But
Hey, that's a topic. That's actually a good topic that you guys should add. Like
A
talking
yeah,
about,
colorful plate or like
well,
what?
no, like just talking about um like getting like meeting your goal, but like in a
Ooh,
way that's not hurting yourself.
ooh, I
mhm.
like
You know what I
that.
mean? Like health wise, because there's like certain ways that people try to achieve their goal to get healthy, but like in ways that are like either like um that disrupts their hormonal levels and it's just like not really good for their body, or it's just like a I guess like a cheat code. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
It's
uh
It's almost
so
like,
very short term. It's so
yeah.
short term because your body always kicks you back. You need like minerals, you need fermented foods, you need
yes,
fats, like things from nature. And oftentimes on diets, you're not getting that. You're
Yeah.
not getting
literally,
lifestyle changes that you can sustain, enjoy, and look incredible, which
Hmm.
doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It is just not practiced mainstream because that is also like think of like the mainstream narrative. It's not guiding you towards nature's principles, but it is nature's principles that make you look incredible naturally.
literally.
That would be anti-narrative, anti-societal narrative. So, yeah.
That's so good. I love that too because it's like, so, and this is literally a principle you can apply for everything. And sometimes I have to just like take a breath and realize this, but it's, it's very generic. I'm going to say it. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. It's not the destination. It's the journey.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I have to. But
Oh,
it's
thank you.
real. You can get to the destination so fast and it'd be miserable with the chicken and rice and nothing else or whatever. Or you could slow down, take a deep breath, and do it with the tomatoes
Yes.
and the greens and the red meat
That's
and the raw
Mangoes.
cheese
Yeah.
and the organic fruit and maybe a piece of that sourdough,
Yeah.
maybe some kombucha,
Yeah.
some sauerkraut on there, some fermented
Ethan is
food,
like
some
passing out over there.
dude, I'm just thinking about it. I'm
like,
getting a little
and
Thinking
hungry.
about
so
it makes you
it's like,
happy.
right, like you could do the coffee with the grass-fed butter, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's so much you could do, the avocado, the garlic, like the list goes on, the sweet
Yeah.
potatoes.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is like you make the journey miserable, the destination is going to be just as miserable as the journey, but you make the journey fun. And this is literally for anything, any business thing I've ever done, any task I'm doing. it's always like I have to shift my mindset. I'm like, okay, like we have to get this task done either way. Like we know that. Why am I going to be miserable when I could find a way to do it and enjoy it?
Yes.
And I'm literally like rewiring my brain every time I do that. And even like right now, I'm doing new business things and there's new ideas that are coming out. And I'm telling myself, okay, it's hard. Okay, well, we knew that going into this. Why don't you just enjoy the process and
Yeah.
enjoy this like challenge and tackle it, then be miserable and think, oh, I just can't wait till like I reach my financial goal. It's like take your time, relax, enjoy, learn, meet
Yeah.
people, be friendly, be kind. Like it's gonna work out. Like it has to. It's
Yes.
going to, but enjoy it. You know? And so anywho,
Yes.
the destination.
Yes, the destination is not as important as the journey, or
No, it's not.
but the
It's
saying
so generic. It's
is,
true.
I say this all the time. That might be your phrase, but I say the energy it takes to create it is the energy it takes to sustain it. So are you gonna have a short-lived financial peak, or are you gonna have a long-term financial
Mm,
rise, the long-term financial sustaining financial whatever, or like
so good.
energy it takes to create the beautiful relationship you have in your life, or the family dynamic, or the food, the fitness, the body that you have. Are you going to enjoy the process? You're probably going to enjoy keeping that body shape when you get there because you love how you got there, so you enjoy keeping it because it's part of the process. And then you don't want to
Hmm.
get rid of something you enjoy doing. That would be
Hmm.
like not part of your brain wiring. And I think the other aspect of that, what came up while you're talking, is having problem, what they call be the energy you want to attract. Yes, thank you.
I'm literally opening this right now.
Wait, what is
That's
that?
why. It's this like trendy hoodie. It's called the Comfort Hoodie.
Nice.
I don't even know what it's made out of. I probably should have checked.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna judge
I
you.
know. I'm sorry.
I'll guess.
Okay, go ahead. What were you saying, Mom?
I love it. The thing that stood out to me that is problem consciousness versus creation consciousness. So creation is the process that you get to partake in and the ultimate destination you want to get to, that guiding your journey, as opposed to what's the problem I can focus on right now and be consumed by the problem, as opposed to the ultimate destination being like, this little problem of, how you were saying challenges when you're going through building a business, you come through challenges, but you are okay with it because you committed to the big picture of the business process and everything like that. And you're enjoying that tremendously along with solving the problems along the way.
I
Great.
love that. That's so real.
Yeah, I love it.
How's it feeling?
I hate to like distract the group here, but it's just this is so nice. This is so sick. I mean, we've done fashion shows on here before, so
We
I'm
have.
not even. Let me see if I can get it. I don't know if I can set you guys up. Hold on. This is so nice. It's so I've never pre-ordered something before, but I saw a girl wearing this, and I was like, "Where'd you get this from?" Back on January, it was like January 2nd or 3rd, so it's been like almost what 3 months, maybe 2 or 3 months.
That's
And
pretty.
I was like, "Where'd
That's
you
like
get this
a
from?"
solid Carhartt.
And
It's pretty.
yeah, she was like, "It's Comfort. It's like this new brand. It's like amazing." And I was like, "That's crazy. I have to get one." And she's like, "Yeah, you have to like pre-order. They're like super like over
No, it
and
looks
so it just
great.
came
I
in.
love it. You should. What's the fabric? What's the fiber?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
I'm pretty scared.
I met this couple yesterday. They came to my house, a pretty young couple. I should invite them on here. But she got her appendix removed a couple weeks ago, and she was having heartburn at the table because of the antibiotics she was taking. And I was like, well, wellness, well, this thing, well, probiotics, sauerkraut, all the stuff that you could be doing to rebuild your body. And she goes to tell me, she's like, dude, I've been like cold turkey, everything synthetic and everything like fake. We're not going out anymore. Like immediately after her surgery, she's like 21 years old, I think. immediately after her surgery, she's like, I started like actually paying attention to all the holistic reels that she goes through on TikTok, and she's like implemented all of them right away.
Oh
And like
no.
went through her whole closet, changed her bed sheets, changed her deodorants and hair shampoos. And I'm like, when was this? She's like 2 weeks ago when I got my appendix removed. I'm like, that's
That's
great.
so sick.
And then she comes to my house,
Awesome.
and that's like literally we live and breathe everything holistic and essential oils and natural whole foods and good healthy community gatherings. Yeah,
I
that's
I love that. I think that's gonna be one of my goals for next year. I know I'm like pushing it out, but I'm planning on moving, and so like I think like there'll be a time and a place where I'm like, okay, it's time to like change the wardrobe, like and
so
actually do like a
fun.
full run, like what like wool, linen, and cotton, just like
Cotton, cashmere. I mean, any one whole natural fiber that you can read and you're like, oh, that's probably made from nature. Like polyester,
right.
synthetic, spandex, synthetic,
Yeah,
elastin, like, you know,
un-
and
unfortunately,
yeah.
this one we've got some things probably should have checked. Unfortunate, unfortunately, we're 50 not
Hey,
for 50% cotton.
has some cotton in there.
We're 49% poly, unfortunately. But if I looking back, would I've got it? Probably not. But it's okay.
Really?
Honestly, I mean, well, I don't know. Maybe I would have.
What have
It's
you
fresh.
learned about like natural fibers? What's the benefit that
Well,
you
well, there's a lot. I think it's just like, I mean, I wish I could be more. I wish I could talk more on it. I don't know so much, but I do know. Um, it goes back to that whole thing. I think I've even heard like frequencies and things like that. Like the what you're wearing is like
exactly? Yeah.
as I'm like just getting a new polyester hoodie in. But um
It changes things so much. Like it's hard to resist in the modern world, like all the
yeah.
synthetic and mixed fibers, but it feels so different. Like pick a day and actually pick an entire outfit where it's all cotton or all linen. You probably have something in your closet.
Yeah,
Wear
for sure. I do.
and consider and take a note of how you feel. It'll blow your mind. Like just from an experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that because yeah, well I've also heard for guys like it lowers your testosterone, especially
Yeah.
like if you wear like underwear, like I wear 100 all my underwear is cotton. Like there's no debate, there's no doubt about that. Like I don't play in that area. But like
Yeah, the
um
couple yesterday was talking about it, and the girl was like, she turns to her boyfriend. She's like, if you want to have kids with me, you got to change your underwear. Like, you got to be all cotton underwear. And he's like,
that's the
man, I
new
guess I
wave.
have to do it.
No
Great,
polyester
great,
prisons, you know what I mean?
great.
But yeah, no, I've heard that. So like obviously like I wear 100% cotton underwear, but yeah, I think I really do side with that. Um, as I have this hoodie here, like I feel like such a hypocrite, but I really do like I try and be very conscious when I'm buying things. Um, I obviously didn't check with this purchase, but when I'm out thrifting or when I'm out like thinking of picking out something new, that's definitely at the forefront of my mind. And I think it's like what Keegan was saying too. It's like you kind of have to like I mean, like having your closet fully like that in this day and age is just a hard thing to do. It doesn't mean it's not achievable. It's totally
Yeah,
achievable. And one day
you
I
do
fully believe that
80/20.
will be the
Yeah.
reality of my life. But like Gemma was saying too, it's just like in this modern world we live in, if you don't watch it like a hawk, you're gonna slip up, you
Mhm.
know?
Mhm.
And so anyhow, it's just like learning. And I'm excited. Like it's something I've really um thought about deeply, but I think it'll be one of those things that when I get when I move to my next place and I'm really like stationed there to be like, okay, I'm moving, it's time to like really like figure out what I'm wearing. And I know it'll be worth it in the end, but it takes time and it takes money. And so it's like, those are all things that make it harder to
Well, and I
do.
think
But
it's the same thing like you make the process enjoyable. So like now the next time you buy something You enjoy the process of making a decision of whether it's synthetic or natural fiber. And if you still love it just as much, even if it's synthetic or a blend, the point is that you're loving the process. You're
Yeah,
enjoying making that decision and you enjoy
yeah,
making the decision about that hoodie. Then you look at a wardrobe that you're like so happy about. So even if
yes.
it's the same thing with the food, like Keegan was saying, he's doing a very conscious process through Monday through Friday. And then on the weekend, he gets to relax, and still enjoy that and be like, it's okay, Monday, not because I'm like letting myself off the hook, but I'm actually relaxing because that's what I find enjoyment out of and fulfillment from. And then Monday, I get to go to something that I know is even deeper nourishing to me because
So
fast food is
good.
one thing, but generally I'm sure that your food selection isn't like Chick-fil-A breakfast, lunch, and dinner. On the weekend it's like probably still pretty good whole foods. And so the only thing that you're taking out of the picture is essentially intermittent fasting, which is great to take breaks from too.
Yeah, and even then, like with what Michael said about like this day and age, like how it's hard to be fully like holistic. It is really hard to, and I just kind of like um starting to consider that, I guess. You know what I mean? Because like I used to be like okay, I can't do this. I gotta stay locked in and I'll just stress out over it. Like, okay, no seed oils, nothing, every
Hmm.
like you know what I mean? Like because it's hard to like prevent because like seed oils is in everything.
Hmm.
And like I don't eat it often, but like if I'm out with my family or friends and like you don't want to be that one weird guy that just doesn't eat anything. You know what I mean? Like you okay.
Right,
Been
Like you go
there.
to a friend's house and you don't and their parents prepared you a food like a feast.
right.
Like, oh
You,
no,
yeah, yeah. It's just rude to, yeah.
it's rude. So like from time to time, like I'll just like, you know what? It's all right to give in. Just like, you know what I mean? Like even with like clothing, like with the cotton, like not all my clothes are like cotton or what's
Natural
another one?
fibers.
Yeah, you know, like so it's just like one of those things like it's hard to prevent and stress over. Like it's just little things that are
Yeah. But I think the more conscious we become of it, like
yeah.
Michael said, it's not going to be an overhaul today, but maybe in a year from now, when all the things that are on your plate today become a little bit more
Mhm.
second nature, you can easier focus on your clothing decisions.
That's
And I
true.
Right.
think it
And
also
those
has
little
with
habits,
mental space, and your
right,
support, your resources too.
right. And the habits can, the habits compound. The habits compound,
Exactly.
right? So like even like this conscious decision of like, okay, like I'm taking a mental note in my head of what I just purchased. I'm definitely like this is like wake up calls for me.
Yeah.
Now it's like I really feel like I am going to be more conscious now. Um, and
Yeah,
just take time.
it does take time. I made a decision, I feel like it was like last year. Maybe it was when I moved here, but I want 60% of my closet to be handmade, like clothes that I make myself, and then that percentage to be even higher of natural fibers. But that's probably going to take me like 5 years, to go through
Mhm.
my closet, make clothes that I want exactly how I want it and
Mhm.
whatever. But now, even with that thought in mind, I go thrifting, whatever, and I get stuff or make clothes myself. I'm predominantly creating clothes as natural fibers, and I'll make a note of how I feel in synthetic clothes. And there's days that I feel so grumpy, and I'm like,
Wow.
I honestly wonder if I just change my outfit. I go change, and I'm like, literally feel like a fresh breath of air entered my body, and I feel like a totally different person. And I
Wow.
just tested that on myself. And one of my neighbors that she like asks me to go thrifting with her because she wants to change to a natural fiber closet. And when we go thrifting and shopping together, we're literally going through every single tag and looking at what the tag says. And it feels so obsessive, but it's a really happy experience. And it's fun. It's just fun. It's one of those silly things you get to do. It's like going grocery shopping for the first time when you're looking at seed oils and every box says seed oils and you're like going through.
Right. You're like, what? How is it real? And
How
then
is
you
it everywhere?
there's like denial.
Yeah.
It's like grieving. You're like grieving. There's like
Yeah.
the denial phase. Like, no, there's no way everything has seed oils. And then you get mad. You're like, why does everything have seed oils? And then there's like
Why
the
are they
anger, and
right
then
that I
there's
can only shop the perimeter of the store? This is ridiculous.
The
Like
thing is,
everybody
Wait.
tries to prove them
thing is,
wrong.
you find something in the store that's like promising. You're like, okay, okay, this looks good. And non-GMO. All right, flip over vegetable oil,
Yeah.
palm oil. Like it's just
Yeah.
like, God damn.
They had it
and then
in
there's the depression stage. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and
yeah.
you're like,
They had it in the kitten formula recipe. Like the third ingredient was corn oil, palm oil, and like sunflower pressed oil and all of these. I'm like, why does a kitten formula need four seed oils in it? Like this is just a creature, and we're already indoctrinating them at baby stage with seed oils and things that are literally going to make them sick. And I was actually
Literally.
yeah, I was sharing it with a friend and they're like, I can't tell you how many of my friends in my community I've known who have to put their animal down because of like an untreatable, ridiculous illness that's like they know that the animal's gonna die, so they have to put them down. Whereas if you just fed them normal whole foods, they probably would be fine, and they would die of old age and whatever. So it's just
You think it's the seed oils
I
with
mean,
the
I would
fruit?
love to find out. I would love to find
Yeah.
out. But like, if that's the first thing in a baby kitten formula and baby dog formula, like, is humans are dealing with the same problems, but animals are so much more sensitive. That's why so many
Yeah.
scientific programs are not doing animal studies anymore. They're only doing human studies because it's animal cruelty,
Wow.
you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, that's a wild topic.
Yeah. Food for
Okay, I have
thought
a
for
challenge.
everyone. Huh?
No, literally. Oh no, what were you saying, Gemma?
For everyone who didn't come on, I feel like they're gonna have some food to chew on because they didn't
No,
join.
the recording is gonna be great. Okay, Gemma, I'm giving if you are up for the challenge, I'm giving you 30 seconds. Convince this is my sister. Everyone say hi to my sister. Convince my sister. This is my sister. I love her dearly. She's got a
Hello.
fragrant candle going right now.
Right.
Convince her why are seed oils bad? 30 seconds.
Oh
Why
my
are seed
God.
oils bad? I get made fun
Cancer,
of every day.
autism
I
in
don't
your
make fun of
children,
him.
Listen,
cancer,
wait, go ahead, go ahead.
leading cause of cancer, leading cause of autism and arterial cloggage,
What's
disformities.
arterial cloggage?
So like your heart arteries.
Oh gosh.
Cancer, lymphatic issues. So, like women who have breast cancer often have a lot of seed oils in their diet. Skin cancer. It's a leading cause of skin cancer actually because if you have higher amounts of seed oils, you're going to get sunburnt more frequently
Mhm.
and more aggressively. People who get off of seed oils, they stop getting sunburnt.
Wow.
I
So you
can't.
just get, so I would just realistically, I would just get tan if I stopped eating sun oils,
Seed oils.
seed oils.
Yeah, yeah. If you look at, I'm gonna find like there's somebody I was just listening to. They're like, I have so many people telling me that when they get off of seed oils, they stop getting burnt and like burnt on your face wherever when you go tanning. Oh,
So I'll
George
just,
Franco just talked about it. He had an interview with Paul Saladino.
No way, George Jenko?
Yeah, this was like a year ago. Yeah, but it was so good, and he talked about that. You gotta watch it. It's so good.
That's so good. Thanks, Gemma. I think you're starting to
no, if I,
plant seeds. I think you're planting seeds.
Good.
Okay, I want to show y'all I know we're switching gears super fast here. I want to show y'all my fermented food. This is also something I'm learning.
oh yeah, your sauerkraut, dude.
So I'm making pickled
Reuben.
onions and I'm making sauerkraut. Super simple. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. I cut up cabbage. I got the date on there. It's coming together. It's starting to lose its color.
Nice.
So I have these.
Yeah.
So this is just like red onions, gonna be pickled onion. Literally just chopped it up with salt, mixed it, mushed it with my hands, jarred it. I've got these cool little these are all my raw milk jars, by the way. I gotta go get a refill soon from the milk lady. But I got these weights, these little weighted glass weights, and it weighs down from the juice to the cabbage and so those on Amazon is like $17 for 4, but I'd be able to use them for my whole life. And
And
so
you have them in there.
yeah, so you can't really see it, but it's in there and it's
Yeah, I can see
in
that line.
So, anywho, I'm excited. In 2 weeks, Keegan and I are going to tear into this and make some
2
amazing
weeks.
Reubens.
Some
That's
Reuben.
so long. Isn't that a long fermentation?
Well, I don't know. They say like 2 to 4 weeks. I mean, they say check it in a week, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's alive. The thing is, it's alive. I mean, it's like rotting in there. So it's like
It just gets
it's
more and
really
more intense. So you just kind of stop it at the flavor point that you like. So that's why you check it out 1 week.
right.
Yeah.
Well, good news is I'm going to be out of town, so I'm going to have to deal with 2 weeks probably. But
So good. That's how it
anywho,
happens,
so
like you leave some cabbage in a jar and accidentally and you come back, you're like, whoa, this tastes fire. Now we have sauerkraut.
yeah, seriously, that's how it was invented,
Yeah.
literally.
Right.
Okay,
Guys,
that was all I have to share. If you guys are wrapped up, that was a fun call.
that was fun. That was really fun. That was like kind of
Okay.
podcast style. You
That
guys should watch
was
the George Janko interview with Paul Saladino. It is so funny. So funny.
okay. Let me write it down right now because I'm
Have
gonna
to
forget.
watch that.
I'll send it to the group chats.
Oh yeah. Please, that'd be great.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Egan, it
Thanks
was so
for
good to see you
watching.
again. It's been a while.
I'm glad to be back. What's this
All right.
month? What's the month about? I don't
This
think
coming month, maybe we should do diet.
We're gonna find out. Don't worry. It's gonna be a good topic.
Any ideas, Keegan?
I don't know, because we since I've got on like December, I think, was it my first time? Like we pretty much gone over like a lot about health. I'm not sure.
Yeah. We kind of took a perspective of like an entire month on a single topic. So we've gone over grounding before,
Mhm.
but then maybe an entire month on nature. So gardening, grounding, hiking.
Ooh, gardening would be good for like May. For
Yeah.
May.
Oh my gosh. Wait, maybe we should just do gardening. Prepare everyone
Gardening
in
would be good.
April, and then May.
Yeah. Well, because May will be cool because we'll actually all be doing it in May. We'll all be gardening, or at least I think most of us will be at least planting things.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Okay. Let's see.
All right, Wellness Mavs. Thanks for joining. For people that aren't recording, don't forget Wellness Mav
Every
on
Monday.
July 22nd and July 18th to 22nd retreat.
Retreat. And
gonna
join
be
us every
crazy.
Monday. I want to see more
Yes.
faces on here.
Yes, indeed. All right. Y'all be blessed. Take care. Have a great night.
See ya.
Good night.